I'm Scott Drake. Welcome back. Market volatility is a fact of life when it comes to investing. Younger investors can handle market downturns because they have time to make up for any losses. But those in retirement and taking income during these corrections are at risk of running out of money too early. My guest, Jim Tewalt in Glendale, Arizona. So Jim, welcome back. Why don't we begin by talking about how market losses are actually worse for retirees?
Well, there's a number of factors. Time horizon happens to be one of them. Do you have the time to recover from a market loss? I think that fear is another one. Fear of running out of money is probably the greatest retiree fear today. And you can talk about how you might react, but when I've seen the market go down 38%, retirees just freeze in their tracks. And oftentimes their desire is just to get out, get away. They will tell me or tell an advisor, I cannot afford to lose all of my money.
So Jim, people are now living a lot longer, which is good news. And many advisors actually think that because of this longer investment horizon, they should be able to take on more risk. What's your take on that?
Well, I definitely would not agree with that, but I understand longevity. Our oldest client just passed away last year. She was within 4 weeks of her 103rd birthday. So I've took care of her for the last 24 years since her husband passed away. And the way that she was able to live out her retirement was to utilize her Social Security benefits and the income from her investment portfolio. She never sold off any of the stocks. She never had to sell any shares of any funds. She just relied on the income from that portfolio over the years. And she did very well with that.
Jim, finally, many people assume that the only way to get real growth is to take on more risk. That's not quite true, is it?
Definitely not. And first of all, if you're investing for growth in retirement, in my opinion, you are going to live in constant fear that the market is going to turn on you. If you invest for income, at least from a historical standpoint, that income has been there. One of my favorite stocks is McDonald's. Favorite because it's the first real job that I had outside of shoveling sidewalks in Wisconsin and delivering newspapers. McDonald's started paying dividends in 1976, and for the last 40 years, they have never missed a dividend. And for the last 40 years, they've increased that dividend every year. So even when the market dropped 38% in 2008 and about the same at the turn of the century, and 25% going back to 1987, McDonald's not only paid their dividend, but they increased their dividend. Now, I'm not saying buy McDonald's stocks, but what I am saying is that there is a lot of stocks out there that have similar track records. And if you can own those stocks in a well-rounded portfolio, then at least from a historical perspective, you would have some assurance that you would be able to make it to retirement and through retirement.
All right, Jim, thanks again for sharing your time with us today.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.
My guest has been Jim Tewalt in Glendale, Arizona. Thanks for watching Retirement News Online.